Hey guys, welcome back to Hope, Heal, and Shine. My name is Michelle, and this week we're going to be talking about healing. Hey guys, welcome back. This is week 3 of February 2021, and we are focusing on healing. Today I'm going to focus on a chart, and it is about going from a victim to a survivor to a thriver, which is a great chart to help lay out a path for the healing journey. This chart starts with victim, and it goes through a list of different mentalities that you have when you're still stuck in your victimhood. Next is survivor, and this is kind of a transition point. You are deep in the healing process. You are learning and growing, becoming stronger and healthier. And finally on this list, we have thriver, which is where we hope to be on this path. A thriver is someone who knows that their light is greater than the darkness and can shine that light for others. Today, I'm only going to talk about this first step. Becoming a thriver is the ultimate goal of this whole channel. But before we can get to that point, we have to go through the steps. We have to walk the path of a survivor. And also, very importantly, we have to acknowledge that we have been a victim. I feel like that concept might rub some people the wrong way because, quite frankly, nobody wants to be a victim. And there are so many amazing people who will talk about how it is such a bad thing to ever consider yourself a victim. And I definitely see where they're coming from, because living in your victimhood is not ever a place you want to set up camp. You don't ever want to live there. But I think it is absolutely crucial to your healing journey that you can at least acknowledge that you have been victimized. There are so many people who are in denial about what happened to them. So what does accepting the fact that you have been victimized look like? For starters, it looks like accepting that what happened was wrong. The second step is accepting that what happened to you was not your fault. Now, that one can be a really hard one, because depending on your story, there can be parts of it that you feel necessary to take ownership of. But it is very crucial that you learn to separate what really was something that you may have made a mistake about, what was a poor choice on your part, versus what was the abuse, what was not your fault, and what are you carrying that you shouldn't be. I understand that it can be this false sense of empowerment to blame yourself for abuse. Why? Because if it's my fault, then I can stop it from happening again. If it's my fault, I can teach other people not to make my same stupid mistakes, and it'll never happen to them. Essentially, I can rid the world of all rape and abuse if only I can teach people how not to make these mistakes. In reality, that is a false sense of control, because at the end of the day, the only reason that rape occurs is because of a rapist, not because of the victim. And if you don't believe that, ask yourself this question. If you had the opportunity to take advantage of someone sexually and not get caught, would you do it? I really hope your answer was no. Because a mentally healthy person understands that anytime sex is not consensual, it's not sex, it's rape. And rape is under no circumstance ever acceptable. If you can understand that concept, then hopefully you understand why blaming the victim is a logical fallacy that literally never makes any sense. We will go more into that on another video, but always remember this statistic: 100% of the time, rape is caused by rapists. So stop the victim blaming, especially towards yourself. It is not your fault. Yes, sometimes we make mistakes. Yes, sometimes we do stupid things. But I promise you, being raped, abused, or sexually assaulted is never a natural consequence to your choices, and is never your fault. Never. I completely understand that letting go of that false sense of control is really terrifying. But hear this. Once you have healed to the point of learning to develop self-respect and acceptance, learning to identify toxic people and red flags, learning to set healthy boundaries with those people, and learning how to avoid bad situations are the things that are going to actually keep you safe. Blaming yourself is actually more likely to have you abused again, because you are feeling the shame and the weight of something that is not yours to carry, and you are less likely to see value in yourself, therefore allowing more hurtful people into your life and raising the possibility of further abuse occurring. So stop blaming yourself. Acknowledge that this was not your fault. And in doing so, you can start moving from victim to survivor. But I promise until you can at least acknowledge yourself in that first department, you will never be able to move on to the other two. I know it's hard. I know it's scary. I know there is so much stigma around the word victim, but I'm telling you, you don't have to self-identify with that word. Acknowledge it, visit it, accept it, and then move on. Don't live there. Don't camp there. Do not let being a victim control your life or define who you are, because it doesn't. Once you have those tools under your belt, that is what can help you feel safe. And those are not false safety tools. Those are actual legit things that are healthy and will keep you safe in a multitude of situations. So how do you know if you are still stuck in this place of victimhood? Well, let's go to the chart. You feel low self-esteem, shame, or unworthy. You feel damaged, hide your story, often wounded by other unsafe people. You place your own needs last, believe that everyone else is better, stronger, or less damaged than you are, feeling hopeless, or feeling like you don't deserve nice things or a good life, feeling alone, if you need people or chemicals to believe that you are all right, or if you are constantly depressed. All of these resources I got from a few websites, and I will link all of those in the description below. I'm not affiliated with any of those pages, but they are amazing resources to learn more and to get more in-depth information on any of these lists. So if any of those sounded like you, whether you want to admit you're a victim or not, you are living in the phase of a victim. I know that reading this list, I could see myself in virtually every single one of these victim mentalities in the past, but it's been really encouraging to see the progress I've made and to be able to identify with the surviving and the thriving lists as I've made more steps forward in my healing. I know that moving from victim to survivor to thriver is not only possible, but that no matter how hard it is to do, it's worth it. I promise you, it's worth it. And I can say that with 100% confidence because here I am. And although some days I definitely can identify more as a survivor, and there have even been moments where I've slipped back into depression and not feeling worth good treatment, I've been able to more quickly rebound and get out of those dark places. And more often than not, my days look more like the list of a thriver than it does the other two. And that to me is a win. No, it's not perfect. It's crazy and chaotic, but it's healthy, it's happy, it's fun. And whereas it was something I never thought I would have before, please hear me. If you think that that's you, please do not think that you have to stay a victim or in a dark place for the rest of your life. You are worthy of love. You are worthy of a happy life. And I'm here to walk that path with you because I have already been down it. And I want to be here to guide you along your next steps. So please, if you need someone to talk to, please reach out and ask your questions. Comment down below, like, share, subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing week, and I will see you again next week for our Shine video. Thank you guys. Love ya.